All right, what is up, everybody? This is Keith. Go back to guy 231 across the DFS industry. Is about 8:30. For those that don't know, I live in Tampa Bay, so I have about, 20, 30 minutes to get this video done. It's going to be much shorter because I need to upload before this hurricane hits. So hope to see everybody in chats, to have Twitter tomorrow, depending on the power situation. So, yeah, should be interesting. I really do hope to have power to watch the game. I think it'll be a really, really fun one between England and Denmark. That's what we're here to break down. Hope you all did okay today. You really needed Chiesa and Olmo to cash anywhere if you didn't. Both had enough ownership and both, were double above a lot of the other floor plays that you just had to have them. I had one miscash. So that's how it goes. Let's see if we can get all of them today or Wednesday. So quick reminder, like, subscribe, comment, all really does help. Let's just jump right into it because I am on a timer. So going to pull up the slate. We see England is at home. It's coming home, or as Kasper Schmeichel so eloquently put it. If you haven't seen that clip, you got to watch it. But they asked him about all the coming home stuff, and he's like, so has it ever come home? So it was a good little joke, but I'm sure we're going to be hearing a ton of that. England is a big favorite, minus 137, plus 425 for Denmark. Both teams to score is solid at a no because England have not allowed a goal this tournament, and that's going to make Jordan Pickford super, super popular in almost any format. We'll go over that in a minute, and then we have a total. We're once again under 2.5, so we're looking at a 2. So let's just talk about England because they're the big favorite. They're going to be who you're going to be allocating a lot of your salary for. Mason Mount is the first guy in your lineup. He'll be over Monopoly set pieces. Every once in a while, Luke Shaw may take a free kick, but we saw Mason Mount on both sided corners last game. That is also the same that we've seen in other games that Mason Mount has played. So I think he will be the popular cash option at captain because of his floor. The second player that I think most people will be clicking on is Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw has been fantastic all tournament. Funny enough, he's been probably the best left back, only to be contended with Spinazzola and the guy playing for Denmark, Mahale. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right still. That sounds like, I don't even know what Mahale sounds like. I'm sure that's not how to say it, but that's what my eyes see. So that's what I'm going to call it. So I think Mason Mount, Luke Shaw are going to be the two most popular players in cash. Likely from there, big decision is Harry Kane or Raheem Sterling. You could probably shoehorn both into your lineup. But I think that's going to be the big decision with a lot of people after that deciding if, really the fourth decision becomes, do you play Jordan Pickford? It's really hard with England because we've broken this down all tournament, but England's floors, so points outside of goals, very important. I've got a few people DM me on Twitter asking me about that, but floors, points outside of goals or assists. So if a goal does not happen, how is that player going to do? So if you just look up and down, they're just not great. Mason Mount by far has the best floor, then probably Luke Shaw, and then it falls off a cliff. England's logs last game looked great because they scored 4 goals, but if there's only 1 goal, the reason that Pickford's going to be so popular is it's really hard. If England win the game 1-0, it's really hard to put too many guys ahead of Jordan Pickford. Even if Pickford gets no saves, which I think is unlikely. We even saw Ukraine get a few on target. But let's say he gets no saves, wins 1-0, no saves. 5 for the win, 5 for the clean sheet. That's 10 points. Let's say that Harry Kane scores the only goal, and it's from Mason Mount. Outside of Luke Shaw, I don't think you could say any other England player has a 10-point floor or would get 10 points without a goal or assist. And then we look down at salary. Let's take away the 3 that's going to be in my core. We look down at salary, and let's see how far down Pickford is, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Finally, Christian Eriksen's out. 12, 13, 14, 15. He's the 16th highest priced player. Yet we just said if the game ends 1-0, we can't put anybody from Denmark, probably the 10-point floor. And if it's an own goal, let's actually make that a better example. If it's an own goal, right? So there's no goals, no assists. Can you say anybody has a higher floor than Pickford? If it's 1-0, Mason Mount maybe, and then maybe with the clean sheet bonus, maybe I think it's close. Maybe Luke Shaw, but Jordan Pickford is 1,800 cheaper. That's bad math. 1,600 cheaper than Luke Shaw. So I really do think we're going to see over 50% own Jordan Pickford in cash. And think that's probably right. I'd be shocked at this point if I don't end up with him there too. So that kind of goes over the England cash options. Realistically, the reason I'm not going over nobody else I don't think is in cash consideration. I don't know if Jadon Sancho starts. It could easily be Saka. Hell, Gareth Southgate could really show some flair and maybe make it Jack Grealish. For that reason, it probably won't be. But I don't think that Sancho by any means locked it down. He was okay. He had a few, I watched extended highlights. He had a few good one-on-one runs. Obviously, England scored 4 goals, so it's hard to drop a guy that was part, even though he didn't have an assist, but he was on the field, part of the accumulation for 4 goals. But I don't know if he doesn't have the floor. Well, what did he end up putting up last game? In a 4-goal game, right? In a 4-goal game, Jadon Sancho went up 1.8 DK points. I kind of wanted to bring this up. Raheem Sterling in a 4-goal game without a goal, right? Take away the assists, because when we're picking out a floor, we got to take away the assists. You can give him the shot assist, but take away the 6 for the assist, 4.8. Let's look at Harry Kane, Mr. 2-goal scorer. Harry Kane, without the goals, this is by far his best shot game, right? So let's take out 20 for that. He had 9.8. That's solid for Kane. But, and then I want to do one more on this example, is Luke Shaw. Even though I'm considering him a core play, let's take out these assists. So take out 12 for the assists, and then you have to take out 3 for the you can leave the sheet, but technically you shouldn't leave the sheet. That's 5 floor. That's not great for 8,400 for a fullback, because he's not crossing the ball a ton. 3 crosses. Just happened to be 3 shots assists, and 2 of them ended up going to goals. So, I think all this and what I'm trying to prove is that England's floors are really tough, but this is a showdown. It's not like we have other places to choose. So you have to make those decisions, and I think that realistically, you just want to look for the guys that you think are, going to be the most active, that probably have the least sub equity. I think that Mount and Shaw are like the most locked in for 90 minutes. Obviously, Pickford isn't going to sub. And at this point in the semifinal at Wembley, I don't think Harry Kane, and like outside of like an 88th minute sub, I think Raheem Sterling are locked in. The other two, Declan Rice, I guess actually on this, your sub risks are Sancho, probably Sterling, I guess. Mount maybe eventually. I don't know. He has not shown a willingness to really want to sub Rice or Calvin Phillips to the games in hand. Jordan Henderson obviously is fine to come in. Luke Shaw's not going to sub. Maguire's not going to sub. Stones not going to sub. Walker, he just loves. The only way Walker subs, in my opinion, is if England find themselves down and they need some attacking and they need like Trippier and therefore, ability to cross on the ball or for set pieces. But, it's interesting. So I think I covered England. Everybody else doesn't have a floor. Rice, Maguire, Stones, Phillips. I think the center backs will be fairly popular. They get a decent amount of passes. Both are set piece threats. Both are live for the clean sheet. So would not be shocked if we see those two guys. All right, let's go to the Denmark side. Denmark will not be owned. You have to play a Denmark player, but just understand majority of people are going to be like 5 England, 1 Denmark in most of their builds, maybe 2, maybe Larson and Mahale. I really should look that up, but however I say it. Well, let's just call him. I almost said Joaquim, and that's probably wrong too. That almost sounds too Spanish. So the awesome left wing back from Atalanta that actually plays right wing back for his club, but whole other story. Those two will probably be the highest owned. Stringer Larson, if in 100% set pieces. So to me, he's the easy guy from Denmark if you're going to play them, or you have to play one. But sub 6,000. Damsgaard's been good. Brathwaite's been good. Dolberg's been good. But in this game versus England, they're not going to have much of a floor. So I think it's Stringer Larson or Mahale for cash. Hobert, Delaney, both nice players, both have decent logs, but no sort of floor there. I wouldn't be shocked if we see Kasper Schmeichel show up in some cash lineups. A really popular way when you have like somewhat lopsided possession games is just to do 5-1 and run it back with the keeper. We saw last night in the Brazil showdown that worked out great. Pedro Galiz was by far the highest score. I think, God, why do I not know? Peru. So that strategy certainly does work. I would say this for Denmark, everybody's live for GPP. Let's just go quickly over GPP strategy. Understand England stacks are going to be super popular. Mount, Kane, Sterling, Shaw will be your most popular captains. And I would actually say these 3 will be your most popular captains. Maybe try to get cheeky, 1-0 own goal. Jordan Pickford captain could definitely take it down. Sancho, I think, will be the lowest owned of the attackers. So if you want to get contrarian, playing him at captain could make some sense. Or, you could go for like a header goal, correlate with the goalie. something like that. I don't know if you need to go all the way down to Maguire or Stones for a captain, but that could be a way to differentiate. Obviously, the easiest way to differentiate, though, with how many people are going to be on England and the odds and all that stuff, is just to go ahead and do a small Denmark stack, play for the 1-0. I'll just say this. Even if you think Denmark is going to win 1-0 in the GPP line, that does not mean that you need 5 Denmark and 1 England. I would say in a 1-0 England or Denmark wins, you probably just need the goal scorer, the assist, and Kasper Schmeichel. Then you can run it back with Mount, with Shaw, with, you know, Sterling or Kane or whoever. At that point, you want to fade Jordan Pickford, especially with how owned he would be. So you want to fade that dud, and that could make you contrarian. But, you know, that's kind of my thoughts on the slate. I think it covers it. If not, and I have power, feel free to comment. I'm, you know, very happy to answer, get the notifications to the phone. So we'll do my best to answer. And then prize picks in the morning. I had under on Emerson crosses, which hit. We are just waiting out. Who is it? Rodrigo de Paul under for the second leg of that. So just a quick reminder, Prize Picks is an awesome DFS site that we partner with. Play the props. If you use promo code FSI, you get a 100% match up to $100. Great time. Follow me on Twitter at GatorGuy231. I post them a couple hours before the slate. So thank you to our awesome partners at Prize Picks for all the support and all of the lines throughout the tournament. And guys, that'll do it until the final. The next time I'm back is for the Euro 2020 final. So looking forward to it. And I wish everybody nothing but luck tomorrow. If you live in Florida, be safe. And with that, I'll say, see you.